It's showtime.
Hey, welcome to Did You Watch Survivor Last Night? My name's Jake Scheidel. This is a podcast about reality television and friendship in which I ask my best friend Thomas Powell if he did indeed watch a certain reality show. Hey, Thomas, how you doing today?
I'm doing all right.
Thomas, I want you to know I got through that intro perfectly. Didn't even look at the notes once. So, I'm just saying, doing a pretty good job over here.
That's fucking crazy, man. Crazy.
Only took nearly 200 episodes, but I finally perfected it.
Speaking of crazy, it's still March Madness.
Oh, isn't it, though?
We have to reference something topical, and it's the only topical thing. So that's... there's not going to be any more jokes about it. We already did all of them last week. This is all you're getting.
Talk about topical. When you twist something you shouldn't twist in a game of basketball, that's March Madness. Put some topical cream on it.
Yeah. Talk about topical, maybe your skin's a little dry.
We just got some topical jokes here on Did You Watch Survivor Last Night? Speaking of what's on topic, Thomas, did you watch Survivor Edge of Extinction last night?
Just like the wild winged dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh.
I watched it twice, buddy, because there were 2 episodes.
No, there was one. You did this last season. No,
I watched it. I didn't watch an episode, Jake. I watched 2 of them.
That's more accurate, but you didn't watch the
I
episode
watched
twice,
it
I assume.
2 times. Call me Mr. 2 damn times, because that's how many times I watched Survivor this week.
I have always wondered what Mr. T stood for.
Mr. 2 damn times.
Yeah. Yeah, that was...
Mr. Toilet, that's what it stands for.
Toilet, a word that starts and ends with T.
Hey.
We finally got...
Send a memo to your dad.
Thanks for sticking around and continuing to listen to this podcast, new listeners. This episode was called It's Like the Worst Cocktail Party Ever. I think a good episode title.
I agree.
Also, it feels like an episode title that Mike White would have said last season.
Yes. Who did actually say this?
I believe it was David.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Which makes sense.
Both of them were
the
TV
same
writers.
Role. Yeah. So we start off on Edge of Extinction. It continues to be hard. And then we go straight into the reward challenge. They go through some obstacles and then throw some bolos. The winners get sandwiches. Kama kicks another man's ass. Manchester United also wins. David says they have to think positive. And then Wentworth says that their tribe is basically 3 girls and War Dog, which is not like a really cool thing to say, Wentworth.
Yeah, that's
She's lucky she's got so much credit as a Survivor character. Because if anybody else were to say that, I'd be like, never mind. I'm not into you anymore.
Willing to let this one slide. Just this once.
Just this one time, but you are on notice, Wentworth. Over on Kicking a Man's Ass, Julia is worried about Joe, but Joe knows that he is a target, so Julia wants to target Joe before the merge, but Ron likes that Joe is a provider. I'm not at all surprised by this series of events. I don't think Ron's gonna last long post-merge.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see
the kind
how
of in-depth analysis you come to this podcast for.
Look, we said last week we're not watching this with the eye that Rob Sesternino is. So, cut us some slack. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Anyway,
buzz off, bozos.
Hey, thanks for listening, though.
Yeah, listen to another fucking podcast if you hate ours so much. Fuck you.
There's so many fucking podcasts these days.
We love our listeners, and also we don't need any of you.
Yeah. You think we need you? You need us more than we need you. But please don't unsubscribe. We do actually need the listeners, and if you could spread the word a bit, that would be great.
I'm sick of these people disrespecting content creators by expecting it to be enjoyable in any way.
It's like, have you ever heard a podcast? What part of a podcast is
enjoyable? We're just filling time for you, okay? This is something to drown out your own thoughts. So, it's a little too much to ask that it be good or insightful in any way.
you have a 46-minute commute every morning, and this podcast is about 46 minutes long every week.
Yeah, maybe there's a little left over for the commute back, okay?
Yeah. Maybe
if we're feeling really generous.
Maybe it's 49 minutes long this week, and you're laughing at our bits as you pull into your office.
Maybe we talk about Lost again for 15 minutes, and it gives you an extra 15 minutes of context.
And who gives a shit? This is a podcast that's supposed to be enjoyed, but if it's not, that's your fault.
Yeah.
That's your fault.
You take away what you bring into this podcast, okay?
So in Manchester United, Eric is worried about the returnees, but is also worried about Wendy. Aubrey says that she is ready to play. Sounds like something somebody said on like Digimon.
She came to play, and there's a price to pay. Time for you to get down on your knees and pray.
Great. Victoria suggests that they fake an all-girls alliance to fake out Aubrey.
Victoria has emerged as a very good player.
Victoria has emerged? Because the merge is coming up?
Oh, yeah. I thought you were saying it like it was the whatever the circle is in emotion.
Emotion?
Yeah.
The
emerged.
If I cared more, I would definitely somebody Photoshop a picture of Victoria on the emotion.
Don't do that. It's
cover.
Not worth it. It's not worth it.
If you want to do it,
you can
do it, and we'll retweet you.
It's not worth it for this joke.
To our 20s of followers.
Tens of people might look at it.
If we're lucky. Jervis
Ones of
retweeted
people.
our Jervis meme when we were watching Borneo last summer.
What was our Jervis meme again?
We were joking that Jervis was eating that grub at Olive Garden, so we kept saying, "When you're here, your family."
Oh yeah.
So I did the Olive Garden logo on Jervis' picture eating the grub, and he retweeted it and said, "Ha ha ha! Love the show, guys. Wish I could win one day." And we said, "Come back for fans versus favorites. You be the fan, we'll be the favorites," because he's a fan of our podcast. I don't think Jervis actually listens.
This is a great imaginary conversation you had with Jervis.
I've only DM'd with one person we've ever talked about on this show. Maybe two. I might have DM'd with Mitch. I know he follows us on Twitter. I only ever DM'd Ammo from... Is he on Dirty 30?
Anyway. Yeah.
Anyway, Ammo was cool.
Ammo was and is cool.
Upset that they are not on the current season or any season since the first.
Yeah, it's a shame.
I'll probably be back though. Okay, over on The Losers, David thinks he's the next to go, so he starts looking for an idol. Lauren believes that she has Wentworth and Wardog, but Wardog is talking to Wentworth about taking out Lauren. Wardog is not long for this world.
My favorite thing that they pointed out about Wardog, because like I didn't even really pay attention to it, but like he doesn't actually do well in the challenges.
No.
Like you'd think that it'd be like, well, we can't get rid of him, because I was like, I don't know, he's probably in good shape. It's like, no, well, maybe, but he doesn't actually contribute anything to the team.
Yeah, I don't know. Like he's like clearly muscular, but like, is he very good at lifting? Because I can't think of a time that his lifting prowess has been particularly helpful.
He's been too busy lately working on the most important muscle there is, the brain.
The brain.
Because he's in law school.
He's always thinking. Remember when he said he's always thinking last week?
Yeah, what a great moment.
Love Wardog, everybody's favorite. He blocked Gabby from last season on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah.
What for?
Because apparently she was like, hey, I like following the people on the season on Twitter, but sometimes I think they can get too spoilery during the episode based on like their own interactions and everything. So if I worried you're going to get too much, spoil me too much, I'll mute you. And then Wardog saw that and apparently blocked her.
What a dick.
What a cool chill bro. Okay, so on Edge of Extinction, Chris is walking down the beach and finds a box with something for everyone, and everybody gets a map, and then Rick figures out it's a puzzle. They all agree to investigate the clue from the map together, but then Keith sneaks off early. Chris catches up to him and finds a bunch of sticks labeled practice. Meanwhile, Rick finds an extra vote that he has to gift to someone going to tribal council that night.
I'm proud of you that you managed to say Rick's name that time without hurting yourself.
Oh boy, it was tough. It was not coming out, you know. Sometimes there's a lot of syllables that sound similar all in quick succession, and your mouth just wants to say all of them at the same time, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Sure.
at the Immunity Challenge, there's a cannonball puzzle. Lesu performs poorly, and then Camo wins, but then Lesu catches up, and they also win, so Manchester United goes to Tribal Council. Pretty exciting stuff. That was an interesting puzzle, huh, Thomas?
I think so. This was like the second time that they've gone to tribal?
This group?
Yeah. Or no, this is the first time that this group has gone, correct?
This is the first time that this group of people has gone, but it's like the fourth or fifth time
the
that
100th
Wendy has
time
gone.
that Manu has gone because when there were two tribes.
Yeah. So, the original kickers of men's asses agreed to vote out Wendy. Aubrey, though, is ready to take out Eric. Aubrey also doesn't totally trust Wendy, though.
Eric, who I routinely forget is on this season.
Yeah, the whole time I was reading that, I was thinking, which one is Eric again?
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, because there's later in this episode, him and Gavin are in an alliance, and they were talking about that, and I was like, oh yeah, those two. I forgot about them.
I confuse him with Chris a lot, I think, or another person on this season. Yeah. Did I say Aubrey gets the extra vote also? Yeah. So that's exciting. Okay,
Eric,
so then
Eric getting the who is the person that they never showed last season?
No, last season was pretty well edited.
Was it two seasons? Was it 2 seasons ago?
Was 2 seasons ago Ghost Island?
Yes.
Chelsea.
Chelsea is who I'm thinking of. He's getting the Chelsea treatment.
It's called the Purple Edit. Thomas, I know you are a casual viewer, but the person who is under-edited throughout the season, it's called the Purple Edit. This is a Survivor history lesson. There was a season with 2 Kellys on it. I think it was 2 Kellys. Yeah, 2 Kellys. It was not second chances. One of the Kellys had purple in her hair, like a streak of purple in her hair. She ended up quitting in the merge, I think, and therefore the editors did not really make her a big deal in the season. So everybody who is edited in that way, who doesn't have a huge impact on the show or the game, gets the purple edit. This season it's looking like it's going to be Julia.
Wow, it's great. It's great to hear season. That the origins for a term like that are very mundane and uninteresting. It's always great that people ran with something based off of a very dumb pretext.
Thomas, this is what happens. This is what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps. This is what happens when you spend hours watching YouTube videos on the lore of Survivor. Even though you learn nothing new, you're just inundated with these terms. Purple Edit is not that interesting. I know you don't. Did you watch that Jeff Probst King of Sass video I sent you?
I still haven't watched it.
Oh, Thomas. Anyway.
Let me tell you, buddy, Council, I probably won't.
You specifically requested that
I know.
That I send you that like a month
ago.
I did. And I finally did.
I just like having power over you.
Okay.
I just like knowing that I can make you do that.
At Tribal Council, Aubrey talks about her Council of Black Cats or something. Did you follow this at all?
No.
Yeah. Wendy says she struggles with separating personal feelings from the game. Aubrey says sometimes things are simpler than they seem.
Uh-oh.
Interesting. They vote. Jeff collects the votes. Aubrey does not play her idol. Aubrey, Wendy, Aubrey. And Victoria is looking very proud of herself. Did you see the meme I put on the show's Twitter?
I did not.
Okay.
I didn't see it.
Okay. So it's a picture of Victoria at this tribal council after she votes out Aubrey, next to a picture of Becky Lynch after she invaded Raw with the blood all over her face, and then it was the 2 Spider-Man picture.
Ah.
So they're the
I
same.
see.
They're both super cool, and they both have
Sure.
red hair.
I think that Aubrey is going to be the one that comes out of Ghost Island. Not Ghost Island. Still had Ghost Island on the brain.
What a twist!
Yeah, I think she's going to come out of the Extinction Island thing.
I wouldn't be surprised. But guess what? We're not at predictions yet, so we'll save that for 20 minutes from now.
The thing that I wonder is, if she comes back, does she still have her idol?
No. They have said and Aubrey has said that, I don't know how she would have said this because she hasn't done exit interviews yet. Anyway, the note on the idol says this idol becomes defunct after being voted out.
Okay.
Which clued them into the fact that, there might be some sort of something going on here that isn't like
It would be really cool if you got to keep it if you made it through.
Well, that's the thing. Does she get to hold on to it? It doesn't have any power, but if she gets to hold on to it, she might be able to use it as a fake idol. And same thing with her extra vote. It's powerless now, but if she can hold on to it, she might be able to use it for something. Which is not her gameplay, I don't think.
No, not really.
It's David Wright's gameplay for sure. So maybe if she and David Wright can work together in the merge, that's possible. We'll see. So at Edge of Extinction, Aubrey says that she likes Rock Bottom because she can only go up. Yeah. I think this merge is going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah,
I really hope the twist doesn't fuck it up.
Yeah, it would be a shame because it's been good so far.
Yeah. At the reward challenge, they have to get some sandbags and then toss them at targets. It's a reward challenge. What do you want? They throw sandbags at targets. The winners get coffee and tea and pastries. At one point, War Dog yells, "Don't yell at me," to his tribe mates, which is very funny. And then kicking a man's ass and Manchester United win. Wentworth is frustrated that Joe always wins. Yeah, that's why we all like Wentworth, because we all agree with her.
Yep, I both agree with her and disagree because I need both her and Joe to make it through the merge.
Over on Kicking a Man's Ass, during the camp scene, did you notice this? They play tropical vacation music.
Yes, I did notice that when they're
That's
cheersing with
very
the P. Or no, that was the last one. Was when they were cheersing with the PB and J.
Yeah. I think they probably also were cheersing this time. It was very good. It felt like very old school Survivor. It felt like something they would have done in Borneo. So I liked it. Julie tries to validate Joe because she knows that he is a target. So she says, "It's hard to imagine us losing." Joe cries because he loves his friends and family. Great. Joe tries to solidify his relationships with Kicking Man's Ass before the merge. At one point, he says, "I'll win the immunities, and then we'll get to decide where we want to go." And Julia seems to fall for it. This seemed like a villainous thing to say. Did it to you?
I don't know. I mean, one of the things you kind of left out with Joe crying was more just that he misses his friends and family because he knows he can't. He's a target, so he can't trust anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So he appreciates genuine relationships that he has and doesn't have access to right now. So with Joe, I don't think anything's particularly villainous because somebody's just gonna turn on him.
Yeah. No, I think that all returning players should be edited as villains. Because I think the story, I guess the story is always about the returning players on returning seasons like this. But I would so much rather see somebody like having to conquer something like that, like a returning player. I think that makes for a better story, and so like editing the returning players as villains, I think it makes for a more interesting story. But I guess it depends on who wins and everything. So
I have reached the point, not just because I picked him for the merge or whatever, because that doesn't project past whatever happens after the merge. I would actually be very happy to see him win.
Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been super attached to him before, but like I don't know. I mean, the degree of difficulty for him is really high right now, and I think he's doing a really good job for the most part.
I think he probably has the biggest target on his back of all the returning players at this point.
Easily.
And then Wentworth's is pretty large too. Aubrey's didn't seem like that big, but I think Victoria just saw that opportunity and took it.
Yeah, that was she just got taken out by a smart player. Like that's really all it was.
I think Victoria could easily win this game.
Yeah, honestly, before that happened, I thought Aubrey was in the best position of maybe anybody to win because she had been pretty under the radar. There wasn't a big target on her. She seemed like she was developing relationships pretty well, and she had an idol. So I was like, all right, she's set up pretty well, and she got hit by a blindside. It was very well orchestrated.
She just swooped in. Victoria just swooped in like a certain wildlife shot that we might cover in a bit. Over on the losers tribe, Lauren continues to be weak. I think is what my notes said. They were very hard to read.
I guess eating rice makes her sick. That's weird.
Yeah, for some reason it just doesn't agree with her stomach, so she's like getting no food at all.
Which is bizarre because rice is one of those things that you eat when you have an upset stomach. It's like a thing that's what you give dogs when they can't eat anything else.
Apparently her stomach just works differently or something.
That's weird.
Yeah. Kelly is unsure about War Dog, which I think is smart. David says that even though they started as enemies, if working with Wentworth gets me to day 39, I'll do it.
This would be a very tough alliance.
If the two of them got together?
Yeah, I think it would be really hard for people to beat them.
Yeah, I agree. And if they can get Joe and Aubrey, if Aubrey is the one to come back and the 4 returnees are all still in the merge, they're all aligning together.
No, maybe. I think that's an alliance that could be very easily broken up because obviously one of them can't come with the other 3.
Why not?
To the final tribal?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I understand. Well, yeah, but Final Four. It's Final Four now.
I don't know. I feel like one of them would try and get an edge on the other ones.
Well, yeah, they probably all are trying to do that, but like that would be a very powerful alliance.
It would be a powerful alliance. I just don't think it would stay together till the end.
Probably not, but what alliance does? Okay, back on Edge of Extinction, they get another clue to an advantage. Keith gets the advantage of penalizing someone with knots in the re-entry challenge. That could be beneficial.
Yeah, definitely.
At the immunity challenge, they go through some obstacles.
Also, I think he's going to do it to Rick. I think that's who he's going to do it to.
I think you're probably right. Okay. They go through some obstacles, they solve a puzzle, but there's only one winner. Kicking a man's ass, and this is the last time I'll get to officially say this, kicks another man's ass. And then Jeff informs them that they are going to be going to Tribal Council together to vote out one person. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's fun when they do that.
Yeah.
You don't see this very often. I've seen it like maybe once before. The dynamic of it is interesting because the initial thing, which is what this set up for, was like, oh, we're going to have to draw rocks.
Yeah.
People are going to protect their own alliance.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. They on Manchester United, they discuss who to vote for and decide that they'll go to rocks if necessary. Eric says that we're in this together, but did you see this? As he's saying this, he puts his hand over his mouth, which means that's like telltale sign that somebody's lying, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, Victoria says in a talking head that she is actually not willing to go to Rocks at all and that no one should trust her.
I think Victoria is my favorite of the new players.
I would agree. Yeah. I really hope she does well. Yeah, I think even with the Aubrey vote, I don't think that people are going to look at her as a threat.
No.
Even though that was very smart. Like, even the people who were in on it with her aren't going to think of her as a threat. They're just going to be like, oh yeah, good idea. So, it'll be interesting, the merge. Okay, on the losers, they discuss who to vote out and agree to go to Rocks for each other. Yeah. But War Dog doesn't want to go to Rocks for Lauren. What a surprise. I wrote in my notes, this is a good mid-card feud, Lauren and War Dog. Like, I don't think either of them are going to, like, dominate the rest of the season. But, like, you know, it's pretty good. So everybody goes looking for idols. Kelly finds it and whispers to Lauren that she found it, and then Lauren whispers back, I have one too. I also really like Lauren. Lauren and Victoria are both very good.
They should form a power alliance.
Yeah, talk about a powerful alliance.
And then turn on each other.
Thomas, remember in Millennials versus Gen X where you were like, this Adam Klein fella sounds obnoxious. I'm not going to like him at all. And then it turned out he was great.
Oh, yeah. I also did this with Lauren, didn't I?
You kind of did this with Lauren, yeah. I think my new plan is to just the person you talk the most shit about when we pick our person for the cast. I end up picking that person. The person you judge way too quickly, I'm going to pick from now on.
Sure, it's not a bad call. I also judged War Dog intensely, though, so I was right about that.
That seems fair, though. He has proven thus far your judgments. Okay. Thomas, we're about half an hour into this episode. You know what that means.
What's that?
Time for some wildlife shots.
Hooray!
So we start off with a dolphin. We got some flies. We got Roland the bat. He is your son. I am glad that that you adopted Roland to be your son, because now I get like an extra excited like wildlife shot every week. Every time I see Roland, I'm like, hey, I know him.
He's a good guy. We all love him.
Everybody loves Roland the bat. There's a heron, there's a snake, and there was a peregrine falcon, which in North America is called the duck hawk. Thomas, did you hear the term duck hawk?
It's good. I like it.
Okay. That's just two other birds.
It has the power of both birds with none of their flaws.
It has a black head, blue-gray top parts, white underparts. Guess what this bird tops out at, speed-wise?
150 miles per hour.
Maybe when it's still growing. It can, when it dives for its prey, it can get up to 200 miles an hour.
Oh my god. I thought I was being hyperbolic with 150.
No. It can, the highest ever, I think was like 242 that's ever been measured or something like that. But like, yeah, wow. They can get up to 200 miles an hour diving for prey.
It's very impressive.
They can be found nearly literally everywhere in the world. The only bird that rivals its range is the rock pigeon, which is considered a prey species to this bird. So, who's got the upper hand here? It eats mostly medium-sized birds. It will also sometimes eat small mammals, small reptiles, and insects. It reaches sexual maturity at 1 year old and mates for life. I didn't look up how old it gets to be. Whatever. It almost became extinct because of pesticides until DDT was banned in the 1970s. So that's exciting.
Yeah, that I know that DDT was very detrimental to a lot of habitats because it would, with a lot of bird eggs, it would mess up the shells or whatever, so they were weaker.
Mm-hmm. Here's a fun fact about this falcon. They return to the same nesting spot annually. The courtship flight includes a mix of aerial acrobatics, precise spirals, and steep dives.
I'm always doing like backflips and back handsprings.
Oh yeah,
at the bar in order to get everyone's attention.
The male passes prey it has caught to the female in mid-air. To make this possible, the female actually flies upside down to receive the food from the male's talons.
My god, it's like the Spider-Man kiss, but with food.
When nesting, couples give each other a full kilometer of space. That's pretty incredible.
Relationship goals right there.
Right. They're very popular in falconry, which is a cool thing. It is considered highly beneficial in urban environments because it keeps the pigeon population down. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
It is also the official city bird of Chicago. So, that's a fact.
That's cool. What a cool city.
Does Grand Rapids have an official city bird?
I don't know.
It does not. I looked it up.
That's unfortunate.
Not many do. But the ones that do are very good. A lot of the ones in the Pacific Northwest is some heron or something. The one for Madison, Wisconsin. Do you have a guess?
I'm going to say a robin.
That's a good guess, but robin is a Michigan state bird. Oh,
I know that.
The Texas, there's a city in Texas that's city bird is like a turkey or something.
Wait, are you going to tell me what Madison's is or not?
Madison's state bird is...
State bird?
Sorry, city bird is a plastic pink flamingo.
Oh, that's good. That's fun.
At Tribal Council, War Dog calls himself Doc Holliday for some reason.
Yeah, he says he feels like he's going to the shootout at the OK Corral, so the other three members of his tribe are the Earps, and he is Doc Holliday.
War Dog, I say this sincerely. Shut the fuck up. Kelly whispers something to War Dog Holiday. Wendy tells David that he's got a spot for them if he switches. Everybody is whispering with everyone, and they vote. No idols are played, and it's a tie between Wendy and Lauren. And then everybody whispers again, and they vote again. And Wendy gets all of the votes. And then as she approaches Jeff with her torch, she says, "Can you call me Big Wendy?" And then he does.
My favorite part of this was when she goes, "I get a hug," and hugs him, and Jeff holds the hug for like half a second and then is like, "All right, get out of here."
It's so cute.
Enough fooling around.
I would watch a sitcom spin-off of Survivor that is just Jeff Probst as Wendy's dad. I love it. She takes the new torch immediately, so that's exciting. I think that the Edge of Extinction torches should burn a different color.
What? Like what? Like what would they burn?
You know, put a chemical in there and burn them a different color. Burn them green or something. Put copper in there, burn them green. And then they come back for the challenge. Excuse me. They come back for the challenge, and it's like, oh, look, they're green, and the rest of them are yellow. And when they get back to camp or every tribal council, oh, one green one, that person's been to extinction. It's an idea.
Sure. It certainly is an idea.
Okay, Thomas, now is the time for everybody's favorite segment. Reviews are in. This is the best segment of the show now. This is my mom's thoughts on Survivor.
Sure. Let's get to him.
The reward challenge was funny when War Dog dropped David. I don't remember that happening, but sounds good.
Okay.
And later when Lauren said, "Damn it, War Dog, I really dislike that guy." So glad Lesu lost again. Bad teamwork. I laughed out loud when War Dog was throwing those things poorly, and Jeff Probst said, "Awkward, but accomplished it." Next week should be interesting when the Extinction people come back. Victoria seems like a good player, huh? And we say that?
Absolutely.
She didn't get much screen time, but I'd starting to now. Oh, probably is starting to now. I have no idea who Aurora is. She's never on screen. I only hear her name from time to time during challenges. That's fair. This whole episode, I forgot. I don't think we said her name once. Talking about the purple edit. Maybe Aurora.
Yeah.
I was sad to see Aubrey get voted out, but I think she will make a comeback. That is all.
So she agrees with me on that one.
That Aubrey's coming back?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's get into our predictions, huh? First, though, we have to tally our points from last week. Thomas, you got 2 points for Kelly surviving 2 tribal councils, 2 points for Joe surviving 2 tribal councils, 2 points for Manu winning 2 rewards, 2 points for immunity being won by Kama twice, and 2 points for the 2 people being voted out going to Extinction. So you're at 28 points now. I got 2 points for David surviving 2 tribal councils, 2 points for Kama winning reward, 2 points for Kama winning immunity, 2 points for people going to Extinction. So I'm at 30 points now. So the pre-merge season is over, which means the merge is next week. Who is your...
This is maybe the first... Has there ever been another time where none of our people got voted off?
My person got voted off. Aubrey got voted
off. Who did? Oh, you're right. I forgot you picked Aubrey.
I didn't want to. Actually, I did want to. I wanted to pick Kelly and Aubrey, but...
So what are the point totals at again?
You are at 28, and I am at 30.
Okay, so we're pretty even.
Yeah, I feel like we got to 30 very quickly this season.
Yeah, well, we hit the double episode really early.
That's true. That is true. And also, we, guaranteed Kama was going to win challenges. So those were easy points.
Yeah, that is also a good point.
Okay, so who's your person going to be in the merge? Actually, I'm in the lead, so I get to pick first.
Okay. Wait, that's not how it should work. It should be the other way around.
Yeah, but you always pick first.
Well, it's tough shit. Too bad.
I don't actually care that much, so go for it. Because I know I'm going to win. Kama's winning every immunity, and then Joe's going to decide what to do. Okay, pick your person. There's only so many left. There's only all of them left.
I'm going to pick Victoria.
Damn. Okay. I'm going to pick Lauren then.
Okay.
See, that's who this season's actually all about. It's the 2 of them facing off. We think it's going to be Wentworth versus Aubrey. And then we'll do Lauren versus War Dog early on. But it's actually Lauren versus Victoria. It all comes full circle. And then
I am a little tempted to change my pick to David Wright, though.
You've got 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6.
Nah,
5.
I'm just I'm gonna stick with the pick. It feels good.
No, pick David. Definitely pick David. Go for it. Okay. Who will win reward? There's probably not going to be a reward. So, I'll pick Joe.
Oh, for reward.
If there's a reward, yeah.
I'm going to pick. Oh, who's the firefighter again? Who's that guy? Evan?
Eric.
Eric. Yeah, what's his name? I'll pick him.
The kid from that 70s show.
Yeah.
Okay. What will the reward be? Assuming it's not being...
Well, there's going to be the feast.
Yeah.
So there might not be a...
Okay,
there might not be a reward at all.
There probably won't be a reward at all. So what will be at the feast? Since that's the merge feast is a reward itself.
I'm going to say that...
Go for it.
I'm going to say that hamburgers are going to be at the feast.
Man, you're really going in on the hamburgers this season, huh?
They gotta show up at some point.
Hamburgers is this season's tools to build a shelter. I'm going to say pineapples. No, I'm going to say beer. What the fuck am I talking about? I'm saying beer. That's official. Who's winning immunity?
I'm going to say that Joe wins immunity.
You got to pick Joe. I'm picking Joe. Who's getting voted out?
I think Lauren is going to get voted out.
Lauren has an idol and is aligned with Kelly, who has an idol. But sure. I mean, the only thing that would be comparable...
No, I think War Dog is going to get voted out.
War Dog is this season's hamburgers. I'm going to say... Reem.
Okay.
No, that's a stupid pick. She might not even be there. I'm going to pick Eric.
Sure.
But who will be returning from Extinction Island? I know you've already said, but let's make it official. Who's it going to be?
I think it is going to be Aubrey.
Okay. I'm not going to be surprised if you're right, but I really want to see it to be Reem. So I'm going to say Reem.
Okay.
Please. Okay. That is it. On the challenge, Josh and Amanda went up against Ashley and Cam and lost. So Ashley and Cam are still in it. Nobody cares about Josh and Amanda, so that's fine. Although they were a solid team, so yeah, well, whatever. Anyway, we want season 40 to be Heroes vs. Villains 2. You know they're gonna start filming it soon, like within the next couple of months. So let's spread the word to everybody involved.
Get it done.
Hashtag HVV2. The number 2. The others are letters. Notice at no point did I say P like Thomas's doctor. Did we mention that you're drinking a Dr. Pepper already on the episode? Or was that before we started
we might have. But yes.
That was the joke I was making. It was a joke and a joke. Thanks for listening.
The best kind, yes. Thank you. Thank you for listening, everyone.
Look, we don't need you, but we do appreciate you. You can follow us on Twitter at DYWSLN if you want to see that very good tweet I posted the other day. Victoria and Becky Lynch and the Two Spiders Men.
If you want to follow a better Twitter account, you can follow me at Tom.Tom.
You could follow an even better Twitter account at
No.
Drill. Or
well, okay, yeah.
Or if you want to follow me on Twitter, which would be a nice boost of confidence for me, it's at Jake Scheidel. So thanks for that in advance. Review us on Apple Podcasts. Thomas, why don't you give me that boilerplate review one more time before the episode ends?
This is my favorite podcast. I like it better than all of the other podcasts. I give it a big thumbs up. 5 stars only.
Thank you.
Make sure that you leave a 1-star review for podcast.
Okay. That is on the edge, but I'm still believing it. I like the idea of like disparaging him in any way we can because he does deserve it.
The best possible thing that could come of that is someone who doesn't know who the bleeped person is trying to figure out whose podcast to give 1 star.
Yeah, if this is your first time with this person being bleeped out,
Yep. Say his name.
You're just gonna have to figure it out by context clues, and we're not giving any this week. So sorry, baby. Have a great summer.
Deuces.
Making a distinction between life and law. Arts favor the former when you wear a mask. Massacres informing in the reflection, and I'm trying not to turn into a psychopath. Better to have lost
You know,
Hakuna Matata, am I right?
you ready for The Lion King by Jon Favreau?
I can't wait for the
It's live action.
Can't wait for the Uncanny Valley Lion King movie.
I like it because
We all hated the art style.
cute.
We all hated the
Yes.
art style in the animated one.
The one thing I will say about The Lion King, while it was great, I hated how colorful and imaginative it was with its imagery.
I think
That was nauseating.
I think we can all agree that when we saw The Lion King for the first time, it was like, I had high hopes for this, but I just felt like something was missing. Somebody should take another crack at this, because this just it doesn't quite do it for me.
I've always, like, since childhood, been like, you know what I'd really like is a grim, dark Lion King. That sounds really good.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Can't wait.
I am not excited for it. I'm not going to see that movie. I might see Aladdin.
Just for the Will Smith. Yeah, that's how I want these to be bad.
Yeah. And, like, worst case scenario is it turns out it's actually a good movie.
Glad to hear it.